Let's do another one. Man, would you believe it? I gotta make another video that supersedes all the other videos I had planned because y'all just literally do not know when to shut the fuck up. Okay, so unemployment. Yo, it is a hotly debated topic, and while I could love to point you to the multiple people and studies and everything that really just shows quite obviously and duh that having this unemployment didn't lead to us like not working. I'm sorry. That's a wrong way to phrase that. I need to be more clear and concise in how I put this because I'm about to get very angry. Unemployment did not lead to people not working. They didn't reject jobs out there because they wanted to sit at home and collect unemployment. Now, if you sit there and say, well, I know a bunch of people who did, cool, that's okay. Nobody who watches this video has a scope on anything larger than their area. And I know that, regardless of how many views it gets, no matter if it goes into thousands, hundreds, there's nobody in the United States that cares about anybody outside of 2 degrees of their social circle. So, like, you don't know 40 million people's situations. That's the end of that. But let's really dive into, like, what's the point of... Y'all know me. Y'all know I need to stay off the internet. I'm going to literally scroll up here, and I'm going to read this thread. Not fully. Basically, there's this group, Jobs in New York, and they're like, yo, they posted the study, Business Insider. The $600 unemployment bonuses did not lead to people working less, Yale study shows. People literally sat there and argued that people didn't want to work because they were making more money on unemployment than they would at a job. You're asking people every single day to figure out a way to make more money, be more successful, do more inside the system so that way they don't have to sit and complain about their wages. Remember, if you don't like the job that you got, if you don't want to be a burger flipper, if you don't want to be this, if you don't want to be that, just find a better job. Unemployment technically took over the role of a better job. So for right now, for this little bit of time, people got extra money on top of their unemployment benefits. And for some reason, that created a spark debate between people who were working and people who received the unemployment, which somehow skipped altogether the people who now work from home. You notice that nobody's really talking about people who work from home who have received who are receiving less hours, therefore less pay, blah blah blah. They can't claim unemployment one way or another. In a retrospective view, even though this isn't an edited part of the video, I do now realize that there is a way for you to claim it, but we're not going to talk about that because that's in theory illegal, but not illegal. It's just got to fudge with the numbers. Anyway, you motherfuckers sat here and said, so this person, probably this troll, said, people receiving this didn't want to work. One of our company employees was saying when the 600 ends, I'll come back. Other people said the same. They've renewed their ad for 8 weeks in a row. The phone is dead silent. Nobody wants to work because getting salary plus extra 600 gets people a lot more. So why work when you can sit at home making over $1,000 a week? And it's like, they kept digging into, like, people didn't choose not to go back to work. They were saying people chose not to go back to work. You're lazy because you're collecting this and you're not doing anything for it. And I'm like, you guys never cared about discussing unemployment until more money was put in the pot. If it was always that way, do you think more people would be on unemployment? Hey, newsflash, in order to be on unemployment, you need to have a fucking job that you were let go of from no fault of your own. Like, yo, it is beyond me that people in New York, at least in this group, let me not say people, but this debate has come up a lot in Twitter threads everywhere, where everyone seems to be under this astute denomination that somehow collecting unemployment makes you a lazy person. There is a fucking pandemic going on. If you looked at me and said, Marquise, you collect unemployment, I would tell you yes. You'd say, that's being lazy. Why don't you go out and get a job? If I contract COVID, I shouldn't even say this. Well, here's the big surprise for anybody who cares. If I contract COVID, I die. Like, that's it. So when the unemployment ends, which it just did this weekend, I have to now consider, okay, how much money am I making on unemployment and can I stay there? Or should I go and find a job that will pay me more than what I would lose out if I worked unemployment? Because if I go outside, I could die. Now, I'm not saying just purely going outside. Obviously, I go outside every single day. I'm a teacher. So the majority of my work is going to be around kids. That's so many people I cannot contact trace. I already don't go outside unless if somebody invites me over to their house, because New York has the spread kind of down. Somebody invites me to their house, I ask them, yo, who's going to be there? Can you contact trace them? Have they been clean? Have they quarantined for 2 weeks? When are you seeing them? What's the rapidability? Let me know. This, that, and the other. Like, you are insane if you are literally judging people for collecting unemployment during a pandemic. That is the literal least problem you should have. You should have a problem with a bunch of corporations taking the loans from small businesses and eating them up, forcing 30% of businesses to close or run at a lower capacity, and y'all still going to these businesses. So what are you talking about? Oh, just go find another job. There are jobs that are not out there. Oh, you should go work in plumbing, construction, any of those jobs. Those are hiring. Not everybody is equipped for that. And I don't understand how you don't figure if you take a subset of 40 million people and you shove them into all the other occupations that they weren't even going to get because they were already employed by another place. Not only do you deplete the workforce of the pools that they can't get back into because COVID has shut it down, but you are assimilating a job market into a certain category in which not everybody can fill. So let's say we take all 40 million of those people and we rehire them at new places. If we take the new places, what about the people who lost their jobs in that same, like, okay. You guys don't like hyperbole. Let's do some numbers. If you hate math, fuck you. 5 people lost their jobs at a construction site due to COVID. They stay home, they are immunocompromised, they do not feel safe going outside. 5 other people lost their jobs in 5 unrelated categories, whatever. 0 now work at the construction site, and now 0 work in these 5 places. You are literally advocating for those 5 people who lost their jobs in the other places to take the position of the 5 here. Guess what? These people probably can't switch over to the jobs that you let go of. So now what? You just want to flip-flop the economy over? Like, everybody who's there, get a job over there. Then what happens to the people who lost their jobs due to the same... What are they going to do, go back over there? I don't know if common sense has deluded you. I don't know if you just like to get on Facebook and be angry. But you are literally the epitome, and I'm not saying you, I mean these people who argue about unemployment. You're the epitome of dumb, stupid, fucking moronic, and a waste of my air. And I'm tired of pretending throughout everything to educate you on something that you should just have common sense about. What's stopping people from going back to work? The pandemic. Why would you associate a benefit of no fault of their own to their work ethic? In order to claim unemployment, you had to have been employed. Are you missing the straight goal here? Now, if you want to argue that people who made more on unemployment made going back to shitty low-wage jobs undesirable, then listen to your own fucking sentence. If people are undesirably having to go to work every day and something better comes along, why wouldn't you want that from them? Oh, it's because essential workers, or I should say anybody who has to work outside, because not everybody deemed essential are the places that are open. Not every place that is open is deemed essential, but there are more and more places not essential that are opening and or were always open. You have a problem with people doing what they're supposed to be doing by staying home and stopping the spread. Because you motherfuckers didn't get anything. What you should have done is had a nationwide strike. Oh, we're essential? Pay us like we're essential. Pay us like CEOs. Pay us like the top guys. Pay us like those people who sit and we complain about that soak up all the benefits of our hard labor and don't give us anything back for it. You had a chance to unionize. You had but you didn't want to take it because you were grateful that you still had a job during the pandemic. So you cannot flip it both ways. You can't be mad at people for doing the thing that you wanted them to do in the first place and receiving compensation for it for the thing that they lost, and still be mad at them that they're staying there. There's not enough jobs for 40 million people to go back to work. They're not there. Let's put it to you this way. If you want to compromise, I'll tell you this much. Out of the 40 million people that don't have jobs, maybe 10 million of those are open. And you're going to get all 40 million filling in to those 10 million jobs. When the economy reopens, places are closed for good. There are not these places aren't sitting there like, I can't wait for COVID to be over so I could go back to paying people $2.37 so they could serve the white people. It's not happening. It's not, you're delusional. This argument is a delusional argument. There is no fathomable way that you could be mad at people for surviving a pandemic. Like, if you're actually angry about this, you need a reality check. You need to go to your family, you need to go to your friends and ask them, am I an asshole? Am I like not worth breathing air? Like, I'm not saying kill yourself. Yo, just, what? Like, you should, I wish I could just like, maybe I will in the video, maybe I'll like link to like screenshots or something, but yo, it is undeniable that like people really think like this. People are really mad at other people for nothing more than just existing. And that, like, what? If your job is paying you a lower wage, why would you go back to the job when you can make more money? I thought that was the point of the American dream. Oh, you're saying to people, I don't like.
Shut the fuck up. Suck a dick, fucking loser. Matter of fact, suck another dick.